have a big building down there, you probably saw it on Fern Avenue, a 6-story building. It is not full. We have a small building on Dixie Highway that was built by out of poverty funds for people who are poor, who want to live in the downtown area. It is not full, it is empty. These people, we are not filling up our property. And the reason for that is that we have the worst economy in the state of Florida. We only get 20% from our ad valorem taxes, which is very low, and you probably understand that. But that's all we can get now. What are you going to do or help to do to increase our taxable value? Because right now it is still in a nosedive, not going down, in a nosedive. And we need somebody to come in here with a magic wand and raise our property values so that we can even think of doing anything as you described tonight.
Right, and I thank you for your comment. I should have said at the beginning, if I didn't, I don't have a magic wand, actually. And we cannot solve all the problems of Lake Worth. And actually what we're talking about is a very targeted tool, and it is not designed to solve all those problems. So, while they may be significant, this is something that's really talking about the potential for land use and development decisions over time. So incremental steps to help Lake Worth, but it is not to solve all your problems. So that is true. This is not a magic wand.
Could you solve one of them?
No.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for Mr. Timm, and thank you for being here. And if we can take one positive piece from what you're giving, I would be happy. Is there any way of going back to your slide of the code?
The incremental steps made by other people, is that right?
Where it started with code?
Code
Yeah.
enforcement.
Because a lot of the things that you were mentioning, we're already going through and we're already walking through. I'm sure you've seen some of it. And again, a day and a half isn't going to give you everything. But one thing with code, your new commission and your mayor has already addressed the code. We knew that was one of the biggest issues. Mr. Timm will agree. We've restaffed our code department. Past commissions didn't believe in code, they didn't believe in policing. So we've already given William Waters the tools to move forward. But again, it's so bad and so complex that it's going to take a little bit more time. We've increased our police. We've actually fought to keep our police. And anytime that we need more policing in certain areas, if there's an abundance of crime, it's coming out. Partial assembly, I think the CRA did a phenomenal job with that in moving through the NSP2. We've actually addressed some of the issues. When I sat on the CRA board, we identified that we had no downtown shopping. Our money was being spent somewhere else. So we lobbied, and it took us 2 years to get a Publix. Facades, with the new Lula program, we're working on facades and different mural projects. Again, it all takes money. We're aggressively holding fundraising and reaching out to people to try to find funding to pay our artists and to get some of that done. Loan grants to small business, the CRAs used to do that when there was more tax increments. Unfortunately, that has dried up, so hopefully in the future we'll find different ways of bringing in some of that. Invested in the sidewalk streets. We've identified hundreds of thousands of dollars in CDGP money that wasn't spent since '08. We've actually stepped back because a lot of the things that were being done were pieces. The new commission and the mayor, we actually agreed that, let's look at the big pie. It's actually coming in now, it's a little bit bigger than we anticipated. So we're gonna have to prioritize and move through the city where we've identified sidewalks that connect schools and children to schools. So, a lot of what you're talking about, we're actually working forward, but I thank you because I've heard a couple different things in there that could piece some of the things together that we're working on.
Well, and a point that I maybe didn't make strongly enough is these things take time. So it sounds, and we heard this today when we were talking to staff about all of the things that you just reiterated, the steps that are being taken, and it sounds like maybe a lot of these steps have just started over the last couple few years. This example for Delray Beach, my understanding is it took about 20 years for them to really turn the downtown around. So it is not a magic wand. They're incremental